Hey guys, Brian here with Audio Plugin Deals. Today we're going to check out Channel Robot's Ketone and Orchestral Dust, which are a couple of contact libraries from them. So let's check them out. Alright guys, so let's check out Orchestral Dust and Ketone. These are by Channel Robot. So Orchestral Dust is it's based on orchestral instruments, but it also combines synthesis, a concept we're all well familiar with, and it provides pads and kind of textures, best for ambient and kind of underscoring. So you have different instruments you can load up. Here are the snapshots for Orchestral Dust, but what's really cool about it is you can load up two different instruments here, and these are like real orchestral acoustic instruments as opposed to synthesized waveforms and stuff like that. So bassoon, cello, clarinet, contrabass, flute, French horn, oboe, trombone, trumpet, tuba, viola, and violin. So let's take a listen to what some of this stuff sounds like. So you can hear the natural sounds of that bassoon and the French horn. And so not only do you load up an instrument, you can load up different articulations, staccato, sustains, bassoon large, I guess larger ensembles, small ensemble, and then a solo instrument. Solo vibrato, sustain soft, sustain loud, staccato, stuff like that. But of course you can hear that's a very synthesized sounding. Very synthesized sounding pad, but you can still hear like the realism for the instruments. This one's called Call of the Wild. Everything's velocity sensitive. You notice I hit the keys harder, we get a little bit of a louder sound. So it's called Astral Warmth. Again, these are all the snapshots. Nice delay there. Okay, I got a tiny bit of clipping there. I'm going to put a limiter on this. You can really hear the flute there. And again, you can go in and change those instruments. Violin, tuba, clarinet. That's just staccato, changes sustain, clarinet. So, I mean, at the base of that sound, it's very recognizable. It's obviously clarinet. So it's the samples are pretty good, surprisingly. But also, you know, you don't use a product like this for realism. But the fact that it's there and it's built around that natural sound is pretty nice. It's a really nice clarinet sound, actually. You saw me earlier messing around with these different sequencers and everything. So there's two different ones for like the layers, the instruments, violin and cello here, or instrument 1 and instrument 2 has separate different envelope and sequencers you can do there. Also, one of them I kind of was just playing around with the frequency, the filter down here. That the resonance is all the way up, that's why it's very... So it no longer sounds like a clarinet or a violin, or excuse me, that was the last instrument. These are big strings, so violin and cello. It barely sounds like an actual violin and cello anymore with that little frequency shift there. Sounds very electronic. This one's called Endless Plucks. This is one I liked a lot earlier. When I was playing around with everything. This is called Delicate Flowers. It's a lot like an electronic version of like Spitfire Audio's Orchestral Swarm. More electronic, more experimental, but very, very cool. Very experimental, but still, again, you can hear those real instruments in there. So check out a couple more, and then we'll move on to Ketone. Remember, you can go in and change the instruments. So before it was a violin, I think. Now it's a trombone and a French horn. Really cool undulating electronic brass sounds there. Really good for, kind of ambient, futuristic sci-fi stuff. Again, something kind of like Blade Runner comes to mind. So you could hear before I changed these down here how it really rised up and got very loud there. Nice dynamic range. Now it's quite quiet. So we will do just one more. Check out this one. All I'm doing is playing with the pitch bend wheel there, which you can also, adjust here. I think that's going to raise it way too much instead of just like a half tone. But again, the option is there to kind of do that. very ominous tension building there. So that's a little bit about orchestral dust. The presets are all very different from one another. A lot of motion and evolving textures built into those. And again, you can go in and change each instrument. So the fact that they are based on natural acoustic instruments is pretty cool, because you can recognize the sound of those instruments, and then it kind of builds into sort of electronic hybrid sci-fi pads and textures. Really cool stuff there. So let's go on to Keytone. Very similar, except this one focuses on keys, and they said they didn't want to do something, because they said it's been done to death to have, you know, piano sounds and electric romplers and samples like that. So this one, they focused on kind of, you can create your own custom key sounds, and they have presets here from like organs, electrical movements, enveloped, tremolo. And then again, you can load up 2 different voices, and there's a lot of different voices here, from hybrids, percussive, electro. So again, you do get sort of a natural sound, but the focus is creating your own kind of hybrid experimental sound. So let's check out some presets here. I'm going to turn the mic off so you don't hear me like mashing on the keys so much, and we'll just go through some presets and maybe change the voices around and stuff. Just have a little fun with it. So you hear there's a very wide variety of sounds. This one's kind of more plucky. Some of them are kind of natural sound. If you noticed, on one of those I was just loading up different voices. One of them was like a Yamaha DX7, very light, airy sound. And then I combined it with something kind of funky over here on voice 2. But again, while there are presets and I've been scrolling through those, just remember you can go in and load up any of the different sounds. It'll keep like the effects of the preset, but again, you can really change the sound of all of these with the different voices. Nice organ sound there, and then let's say now it's very synthy. It's a layered. It's kind of like a piano harp, maybe not harp, piano organ, maybe electric piano, and then very layered, kind of harmonizing organ in fifths there, it sounds. Let's change that one. That's a very sharp attack. A bit natural, a bit synthy. Again, so there is Keytone. The point of Keytone is to make your own key sounds. So it's not gonna emulate anything with total precision, because the real fun is going in. If you want to start from presets, you can, or you can just totally change the 2 different voices, add different effects down here. There's gates or sequencers and envelope sequencers. Then the effects are over here, so reverb, chorus, convolution, phaser, flanger, chorus, delay, and reverb. Again, send up to 4 different effects, order them however you want. And then over here, which is, you can have different sends for voice 1 and voice 2. Excuse me, those are the sends, these are effects. So you can have different effects, low pass filters, band pass filters, formants, distortion, a lot of different stuff there. So again, really cool stuff. Also arpeggiator here. Which will do something like that. So again, that's Keytone and Orchestral Dust, 2 libraries that go very well together. Keytone, create your own key sounds, hybrid, natural organs, everything in between, kind of make them sound your own, create your own sounds pretty much. And then Orchestral Dust, which is underscoring and orchestral based samples with the added synthesis for a lot of really cool texture possibilities. And they go very, very well together. You can create some really cool ambient evolving underscore type sounds for this. Keytone could even be used in a lot of pop and productions like that. But both are also great for cinematic stuff. Orchestral Dust can sound very creepy to very kind of inspiring and beautiful. So those have been the 2 libraries, Orchestral Dust and Keytone, from Channel Robot. Definitely go check them out. They're very unique. You won't find much like that can really kind of create and morph your own sounds from keys to pads and orchestral textures. So this has been Brian with Audio Plugin Deals. Go check it out in the shop. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what you think of this. We want to hear from you guys as always. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.